Okay, Brandy J Unscripted. Hi, you guys. Like and subscribe. Let's talk relationship. Now, there are some of you guys who are trying to figure out what actually went wrong. How did you guys love each other so much and then one just blocked or ghosted? How did this actually happen? Okay. Well, it was already going to happen. It was inevitable, but it's the way the person did it. Let me help you out. Now, usually when these type of things happen, you're dealing with number one, a person who does not have identity or don't know themselves, or number two, a person who's out of their league. Let me explain. Now, when you're dating a person without an identity, they're going to sway and go the way of the higher energy or the people or persons that are agreeing with them. Now, you're going to always have conflict when you're dating a man or a woman who will go toward the crowd. So they value quantity versus quality. Well, where you may have the quality advice, where you may be the person that's actually sent to help them elevate, they're not going to listen to you because you're not the majority. You're the minority. So what ends up happening in this situation or circumstance, you will be the one that's counted out. The people that agree with them in their wrong or agree with them in their, devaluing themselves, those people that agree with them, they're not going to like you because you're the oddball. You're the odd person out. So as you're fighting and fighting, trying to get this person to see you can do better for yourself, you're not at your potential, look at your environment, you're going to be the one that's not liked. However, deep down, that person knows that you're right, but they want to go with the crowd. So they really put more emphasis on quantity, even if it's destroying their lives. Now, number two, you and that person were not even really supposed to be together because you're so far from each other, meaning you're here and they're there. Not saying you're more than them, but your path is so different in where they are trying to go that it was going to eventually collide. It would have taken counseling, a sitting down and constant going over goals and okay, where are we going in life? And that's normal in relationships, but that's why, the good book says you got to be with somebody who's equally yoked. Because if you're constantly having to pull another person up to where you are, if you're constantly having to redirect, then it's like you're dealing with either an animal or a child. Even animals can be trained. Grown people have their own mind and their own way where they may have loved you, but eventually the number or the winning voice, which is the crowd that's cheering them on, even in their wrong, they were going to always win you out or fan you out. But eventually that person they will always acknowledge that even though they didn't like what you were saying, you were actually right. And you're not to hold grudges or you're not to hold anything against them. Why? Because at that time in their life, they thought they were actually doing the right thing for them. Okay. So please just, forgive them for they not know. So you have the person that goes to quantity versus the quality. And then you have the person who's not equally yoked to where you are called to be in life. Now, let me throw a third one in. Then you're going to have the person who's actually looking for peace, and then the person that's looking for happiness. Now, this is going to also cause havoc in your relationship because the person who's looking for happiness, this person is jumping all over the place, meaning they're always wanting to move. They're always wanting the next fancy item or shiny item. They're always changing ideas. They're never sticking to the plan. They're always trying to jump careers, jump ideas. They're constantly moving in a revolving door. They're going fast, but not moving forward. This will also cause issues in a relationship, because you got one person saying, look, let's do this. Then you got the other person who's searching for happiness. Now, the person who's searching for peace realizes that everything that they need is already on the inside of them. So you have a mate that's searching for happiness and they don't understand that happiness is inner. Then you're going to still have those problems of two people fighting each other because one person thinks that their happiness lies on the outside of them, and they don't get that happiness is predicated on how the world, what's going on, treats you. But it is the joy that's within that will give them the peace that they're actually looking for. So you're all going to constantly get into, it's going to constantly be an entanglement. However, the mature thing to do is, the strong thing to do is make a decision. Am I going to leave or am I going to stay? The immature person walks away, shuts the person out, blocks them, and says, it's just over. But the mature person says, I love you. I love you enough to let you go. The immature person goes out and talks about the other party instead of talking to the party. And then in the third instance, the insecure person and the person who doesn't know their worth or have identity, they're constantly going in circles trying to find you. Because at the end of the day, they realize that their peace was already here. What they're searching for, the persons, the places, the women, the men, the partying, at some point, they realize that none of this is sustainable to success in any type of relationship. And then they honestly realize that, the real relationship starts within yourself and loving you and knowing and being aware that there is a problem. But sometimes, unfortunately, it's too late when they get the memo. And then you being the person that you are, you understand, but you can never go back. And as a matter of fact, you've already made up in your mind that if they can do you like that, and you're at a place in your life where you're saying, I choose peace. But if they can overlook and not even consider anything you're saying or your point of view, that's not your person.